Karash says he loves playing outside in America. Back home in Gaza, his neighborhood has become a battlefield. Last December, while playing soccer outside his house, he became a casualty of war.
You hear the common term collateral damage, and then they get to see what collateral damage is, and they get to talk to collateral damage. So I think it gives a human face and a personality to what they hear on the news.
An Israeli rocket exploded near him. The shrapnel blew off the 10-year-old's leg and part of his hand. He couldn't get the medical care he needed in the occupied territories. Now, almost a year and 7,500 miles later, he's in Southern California, thanks to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Over the span of 6 months, he'll undergo a series of free surgeries here at Shriners Hospital for Children in Los Angeles.
It's a tree frog.
While he's here, Mike and Heather Ramaha and their 3 kids are his host family.
It's really self-gratifying, I would say, to have such a strong boy who endured so much over in Palestine, to be able to have him in our house.
Mike is Palestinian-American with family living in the occupied territories, but it was his wife who suggested they open their home to a child injured in violence in the Middle East.
There's a lot of injustices going on in the world, and especially with children affected by the war. So I wanted to do something to help those children.
Mutussam doesn't speak English, and he doesn't care for pizza and hamburgers. But for the first time, he has a bed to sleep on and a neighborhood free of artillery fire. He's become an older brother.
It's just been really great to have him here.
And at times, a confidant. Mike recalls some advice Mutussam gave him about Heather's cooking.
I was like, how do I talk to her about, just make her own meals that she's good at? And he said, you know what? You should sit down with her when we're watching a movie and have a one-to-one conversation with her, like my dad. I said, I'm going to try that.
And while he's happy to offer advice, he doesn't talk much about his disability.
He really inspired me on how he, fought through it. He never put the blame on anybody.
But ask the 10-year-old about his future in Gaza, and with the realism of a man, he says, I don't know, whatever I can do.
Sometimes I don't really want him to go back, but because he has to. And he wants to because he wants to see his family, but he's just going to face a lot of things, a lot of terror and destruction.
In the coming months, Mutussam will learn to live with a prosthetic leg and a reconstructed hand. The 5th grader learns more English and more about America every day. But the Ramahas say their family has learned even more from this boy. A boy who hopes when he returns home to Gaza, it's safe enough to once again play outside. Natasha Ganem, Channel 4 News.